So let's begin. So today's agenda behind this webinar is to literate our end users and public uh, to let them have an overview on the payroll module, especially on version 15. So I'll be focusing on version 15 HR payroll module for today. So before going to the session, let me introduce myself and about my company. So myself, Shabna, Odoo Functional Consultant. And about my company, we Cybrosys Technologies, one of the fastest growing company in Odoo ERP established in 2008. We provide business solutions in global market. We ensure delivering high quality ERP services and covers almost all industries. We have very strong reputation for large and successful Odoo projects and possess highly skilled developers at our development center based in India. So our services and Odoo include ERP implementation, that is Odoo ERP implementation, Odoo customization, Odoo support and maintenance, migration, Odoo integration, Odoo apps development, and employee outsourcing service in Odoo. So as you know, Odoo is a full-fledged high-quality ERP, which is simple to use and easy to learn, is integrated with a lot of modules. So apart from its 52 main basic module, Odoo has more than 34,000 plus third-party apps available in App Store. So each of them is customable for different user needs. This application can fulfill every business requirement. Cybrosys is a contributor 450 plus custom module to Odoo community. Today, Odoo ERP has more than 7 million users ranging from SMEs, startups, and large enterprises. Odoo is becoming popular more and more because it is easily adaptable to any type of industry and available at reasonable price. And it has a freedom of licensing for community edition. And if you deploy at enterprise level, you will have unlimited functional support, and it is possible to include customizations and integrations, and you will get global support from Odoo forum and mailing list. So let's start with the payroll management. So we often use the term payroll, which we are talking about the process of calculating our workers' pay and taxes. So what is actually payroll? Payroll can be defined as the process of paying employees, companies' employees. It includes collecting the list of employees to be paid, tracking the hours worked, then calculating the employees' pay, distributing the salary on time, and recording the payroll expenses. So this is usually managed by companies' HR department. So running the payroll is one of the most important responsibility for most of the business owners, but it doesn't have to be most stressful one. So if you put simply, that is a payroll management system is a process by which employer pay wages to their employees at right time and accurately, also fulfill their obligation to government agencies and keep the financial reports in order. So with a right payroll management system, employees may be able to achieve the peace of mind and find more time to focus to grow their business. So for today, I'll be focusing on the following features or following topics on the payroll management, including the HR localization, then role of employee contract in payroll, setting standard working time for our employee, and the work entry types, work entries, conflicts, then the salary structure type, and salary rules configuration. Then comes the salary attachments and public holidays. They are a new feature available with Odoo 15. And then comes the main part, that is a employee salary computation. So let's go to the benefits of Odoo 15 payroll module. First one, it helps to pay correctly and on time. That is paying regularly for your employees and keeping the records of these payments. And in some cases, paying taxes in support of your employee will be a tedious task. So definitely for managing all this process and records in a well-settled manner is possible with Odoo Payroll Module. And it is robust and easy to use since our payroll is integrated with other modules. So the work entries, the conflicts can be identified, the attendance, leaves can be tracked while calculating the payslip. Then it comply with country law. So we can set different salary structures and salary rules that can be compatible with any countries. Odoo provides HR localization as well. So in the employee contract itself, we'll be able to set the advantages and other deductions that offered, or even we can set those using the salary rules itself. And also it avoids mistakes in the payslip calculation and ensures the accurate employee payslip. It is easier to manage the employee contract, allowances, and deductions as well. And the salary attachment. So these are the new feature available in Odoo 50. So basically, they are for managing the deduction where we can manage child support, loans, insurance, advance salary. All these are manageable using the salary attachments. Now let's start with the HR localization. So basically, this is a simple concept. As we know, the payroll calculation will change from country to country as the country rules vary. So the heads or the advantages or the deductions, the tax that provided or we reduced in the payslip will be all are different. So basically, we can apply the payroll rules that apply to our country. So we can choose the payroll localization. So in the employee contract itself will be available new fields to add additional advantages or the deductions along with our employee contract. Now let's go to our live demo. So this is my Odoo dashboard where I will having the payroll module. So let's first go to the settings of payroll. So here you'll be able to see the payroll rules where we can choose the payroll localization. So as I'm clicking on this, it will be lead to the payroll localization of different countries. You can install according to this. So when you install these modules, you will get extra fields in the employee contract. So it is easy to add the advantages that provided to each of the employee in your company, or even we can set those advantages or deductions using the salary rules, and we can use the default payroll module. And here you will have the option payroll entries, which will help to post the journal entries to accounting journal entry. Okay. So let's begin with our payroll. So this is a payroll overview where you can find all the active employees and their contract at the start date and hire date, as well as the status of each employee's contract status and the number of contract as well. So some of them are expired, some of them are in new stage, and some of them are running. So in order to calculate a payslip for an employee must have a running contract. So inside this contract, the basic wage, the deductions, their working standard working hour, salary structure they had to follow, all this will be defined. And you will be able to see certain filters where you can do the filter based on the department. So in the administration department, I'll have only this employee who have a running contract. And here also you can see the total number of contracts. So let's see. So when I'm taking this, you'll be able to see one contract is expired by February 1st, and here you'll be having the new running contract by 2022, whose stage is running, and the standard working hour and the monthly wage. And also we'll be able to filter or group these things using the status. Based on the status, maybe I'll choose in the all employees and whose contracts are expired. Also, we'll be able to get new fields, new columns from the three dots: the reference working time, that is the working time of the employee, and the contractor status, whether he's under contract or not under contract, and the salary structure they have been following, and the basic wage. So you'll be able to see all the data in this view itself, and you will get the campaign view as well. Then we have the contract menu, where we'll be find the same contracts at different stages. You'll be also able to see in the list view as well. So this is based on grouping by status. Let me remove this, where I can do it by job position. So under this job position, there will be 10 contracts. Some of them are expired, where I can also do it by or group by status. So here, out of this 10, 4 are in running stage and 6 are in expired state. So you'll be able to get the details of your contracts from here. And the third option is our salary attachment. So salary attachments are one of the newest features that is available in Odoo 15, which are basically managing for deductions like child support, also assignment of salary and attachment of salary. So let's see how it works. So here you'll be able to see the things where you can add the employee name, the description, and the type. The type can be whether attachment of salary or child support or assignment of attachment of salary. Maybe for any one of the employee, maybe for Michelle, maybe I'll be adding and child support, and it is the type of child support. So you'll be able to see the amount over here, monthly amount that you can add over here, which is maybe $100. So right now it is in running state. So as soon as it will be moved to the running stage, and till it become to the completed stage, this monthly amount will be deducted from Michelle's salary as a child support. So you'll be able to see the start date as this month, the first of this month. And also you can add the supporting document and you can upload your file from here. Okay, let's save this, and you can mark them as completed once it is completed. Or let me add to one more attachment for Michelle itself. Okay, so when it comes to the salary attachment and the salary assignment, you will have same configuration over here. So with this, I'll be able to manage the loan. So it can be any type, that is attachment of salary or assignment of salary. Basically, this will be the deduction to an period. So if I'm provided as monthly amount as 10 and total amount to $50, so you'll be able to see the estimated end date will be automatically calculated to next 5 months. Okay, so if it is if I'm starting the deduction of loan by this month, and to attain the total amount of loan to $50, for the next 5 months, he have this deduction of monthly amount $10 in his payslip. So I can add like this. So even though this is attachment of salary or any type, this description will be appear in the payslip. So it will be easy to manage whether it is a loan or advance salary or an insurance. So those things will be able to manage using this attachment of salary. And when you add this attachment of salary or child support or assignment of salary, there will be corresponding salary rules in the payroll that we will see later. Now, let's go to the work entries first. So work entries, here you'll be able to see all the employees' work entry. So these are records of scheduled employee work time. Like they're generated based on the standard working hour set for an employee. So in the employee contract, let's first create an employee contract. Maybe for, let's take our, here for Bethy once, his contract is already expired. So let's create a new one. Just click on create and new contract for Beth. And here you'll be able to see the employee details like employee name and the department, job position, etc. And if it is a closed contract, you can able to add the contract end date as well. And you'll be able to add the contract type. Even though it is an employee, there will be some contracts like the employees are hired as a permanent employee or as an intern or as a daily worker. So that type we can add over here. That is a contract type. And the salary structure. So this is one of the thing we have to look into deeply. That is inside the salary structure. Actually, we define the salary structure, the working schedule, and the contract, the salary information in the employee contract, and based on this, salary is computing. So for a salary structure, employee will be having certain salary rules. So you can see that the salary structure over here, salary structure type, and the wage type, which is monthly fixed, and default schedule pay, and the standard working hour of the employee, and the regular pay structure. So here we'll defining the pay structure. Inside this pay structure, we'll be defining the salary rules. And this work entry type will be defined as attendance as well. So here the salary structure type has been defined, and it comes to HR responsible, whoever is responsible for this employee contract, that can be added over here, and the standard working time. So based on the standard working time, the employee work entries will be displayed. Inside this work entry, that is working schedule, will be defined what is his shift and in the day period, working time, all this will be defined. So this will be discussed. And under the salary information, we'll be able to add the basic wage of the employee. Maybe I'll be providing 1,500 as a monthly wage, let's say. And I'll be moving this contract to running stage. So there will be a running contract for the employee Bethy one. Okay. So in the work entry, for this employee, here you will be able to see the work entry is generated from 25th, because in his contract, let's go to the contract, will be provided here will be provided as the contract date as 23rd, that is by today. So from today, his work entry will be generated in the work entries. That is for Betty 1, 23rd and 24th are holidays. And the other days you'll be able to see. Yeah, these are the working days. And here you'll be able to see a marking like a yellow color at the corner of the work entry. So they are basically conflicts. Conflicts in the sense, maybe either there will be a holiday, public holiday will be there, or maybe there will be an employee time off will be there. So we have to be mention whether the employee will actually work this day, or whether it is an off day, or whether it considered to be as an leave day. So let's go again to our structure. It is to contract for that. Okay, here in the employee structure type, we will have this regular pay structure. Okay, so inside this, we have added what are the basic salary, how the basic salary is calculating, the other heads like house rent allowance, other expense, conveyance allowance, meal voucher, and gross salary, and the calculation for other deductions as well. Let's say, let's go to the conflicts, where you'll be able to see the conflicts only. So there may be certain conflict with an existing work entry, that is a conflict will appear in this GAN view with a yellow triangle in the upper left corner. And as standard working hour, work entries will be assigned automatically. So let's see how the standard working hour is created. From the configuration, we will have the standard working hour. And this is a standard working hour, 40 hours per week, which is set to our to our employees. So he will be able to add the name of the working time, that is standard 40 hours per week. And the full time, that is 40 hours per week. And out of it, 8 hours will have to be work average per day. So that is the average hour per day is 8 hours, and the time zone and the company. And under working hours, we can add the shift, that is Monday morning, which is the shift name Monday morning. And the Monday will be the day of week and day period, and the time from 8 to 12. And also Monday afternoon 13 to 70. So all these are considered as to be an work entry type attendance. So this they actually refers the classification of work such as attendance, remote work, or paid time, um, or a holiday. So the total work entries of an employee are recorded in different classifications. So we'll discuss that too. So currently I'll be using this work entry type. So inside this work entry type, there will be certain configuration like whether how the rounding should be taken, and whether it consider as an absenteeism in the payroll report, or whether it is considered to be a pay time off. So right now this is basically attendance. So I'm not linking it with any time off. So this in the payslip calculation, it will be this work entries will be considered as an attendance. And okay, so here you'll be having one more 20 hours per week, where you can see I can do it to 2 hours or per 1 hour week calendar. So in the previous system, you will be shown the 1 week calendar for every week that work schedule will be. Uh, let me show you. For standard working hour, for every week, this will be this particular shift will be continue. If you want to separately for odd week and even week, there will be different shift. You can switch to 2 weeks calendar, and sorry, this will not be true because we have already added it to 34 contracts, so we'll not be able to edit this. And here we'll be able to add the public holidays. So this is one of the newest feature, and here you can add the public holiday name. We can mention maybe Christmas or something. So you can mention the name and the company and the start time and end time and the working hours. It should be shown as a work entry type as holiday. So there is one more work entry type, which is holiday, just like our attendance. So it will be considered as paid leave. And the date is on 27th. And let's move to the, let's create a new working time. Okay. So this will be 20 hours per week and hourly 4 hours, that is per day 4 hours. And you can I'll just removing this because Monday morning for the first week I'll be following the morning shift, and for the second week I'll be following the evening shift. So I can switch it to 2-week calendar, and you can remove the afternoon session over here. Wednesday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, and Friday afternoon is removed. This is for first week, and for the second week, we'll be maybe having the employees may be having the evening, that is the afternoon shift. So the 4 hours that here that can be added. Okay, so 2 weeks calendar will be there. So first week, this shift will be follow, and for the second week afternoon session, this shift will be follow, and again this calendar will repeat. So if I'm setting this particular working time to any of the employee, his work entry will vary accordingly. So let's go to contracts of Beth itself. Sorry, to new contract. Suppose if I'm changing it to a new working time, and let's go to the work entry and regenerate the work entries for Beth, and he'll be joined by 23rd. So regenerate his working hour. So you can see the work entry will be changed. So for the fourth week, this will be by the morning shift only, that is 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the second shift is not there. And for the next day itself, also 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And this is 27th. 27th is considered as a holiday, so it will be defining another color. Maybe if I'm change his let's go to the contract, and if I'm changing the starting date to 3rd of this month, and let's regenerate from 3rd of this month. So you'll be able to see that is this is the first week, and for the second week it will be follow the second shift, that is second calendar, what we define inside the working time, that is 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And for the next week, it will be followed by 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So in this way, the work entry that is based on the working time we provided, the work entries will be generated, and basically they will be considered as a attendance. Okay, so let's change the contract or standard 40 hours per week itself. I just show them in order to make you understand about this. So let's change to our standard working time, that is 40 hours per week. Okay, this can be from 23rd. And let me go to here and regenerate the work entry for the employee. Okay, so you can see there are two shifts for 40 hours per week. That is, per week you have to work 40 hours. That is every day 8 hours. So that you can able to see over here. So this is about the work entries, and you may have conflicts. So when you click over that, you'll be able to see the conflicts only. So when you click over this, you can see what is the actual conflict, because here you can see this employee is already requested for an time off, but at the same time there will be an work entries added. So it is actually an conflict. So either we have to mark it as an sick time off, that is a work entry type, whether it is an attendance or time off, we have to mark it and change that conflict from here. Now we will have the time off to report. So you can see the time off which are to report, and whether some of them are approved and some of them are not approved. So you can see over here. So this is generated based on the time of request the employee done in our time off module. So yeah, let's create a time off report for Beth also, for Beth events. Maybe it can be an unpaid one. So here for Monday, maybe he has applied for some leave. So this is specifically for Beth events, which is an unpaid leave, and this is to approve. So in the conflicts, you can see for 25th and conflict will be appeared, because there is already an work entry typism. So we have to mark it to either to attendance or to our unpaid leave. So it's actually an unpaid leave. So this has to be added over here. And let's say, which is unpaid. So as we're adding this work entry type over here, and when it's approved, based on that, the number of attendance, the number of leaves, the public holidays, all those things will be tracked in the employee payroll. Now let's go to that time off for birthday ones. So this is not approved, so let's approve and validate. So in the work entry, you'll be able to see this is an another color. So basically this green color refers to the attendance, and this red color to public holiday, and the purple color refers to the work entry type, that is unpaid. So this color coding and all this will be defining inside the work entry. So let's go to the work entry type. So you can see the work entry types that we are used in our payroll. You can see all over here. The attendance and a code is the respective to that, and color we can mention. So maybe in a month employee had taken leaves, or there may be holidays. So on calculating our payslip, we need to analyze the number of work days, number of paid leaves or unpaid leaves, or number of holidays, etc. So this reflect in the work entries of employee with the help of this work entry type. So when it comes to working time, we have already see that for each of the work entry, the working time or each of the shift will be added as a attendance. But when it comes to time off, will be also add certain work entry. So let's see the fields inside this. So this is basically the attendance. So this is a name for the work entry type, and there is a code for this work entry type. So it is actually used in many references, like we may use this in payroll calculation using Python computation. So it should be careful while we are changing this code in between. It will respectively reflect in the payroll calculation if we use this code, that is this work entry type. And you can provide a sequence and a color for this. So this work entry type is shown in this color in the employee work entry. And also you can able to add the rounding. So when the work entry is displayed in the payslip, this value is rounded to half day or day or to no rounding. So that will be defined by rounding. And under time of option, we have an feature that is a checkbox to enable the time off. So this allow the work entry type to be linked with the time off. That is, if I'm just enabling this, I can add the time off type over here. So that will be linked with, that is, this work entry type will be linked with that time off. And there is unforeseen absence. So once you check this, the work entry, that is the work entries check, will be counted as absenteeism at the work report. And here, unpaid in structure types means when you provide a structure type over the work entry won't grant any money to the employee in the payslip. So basically, this is this work entry type is attendance. So let's move to unpaid one. So here you can see the code is leave 90, and a color is applied to this is purple, and the rounding half day is provided, rounding type to down. And here we can see the time of type, that is this work entry is related, is linked to this to time off. So whenever an employee is taking a leave under this two time off, it will be considered as a leave. And so in report, it should be marked as absent. So it will be add as a that is this unforeseen absence field is checked. Now we will have another one, holiday. So holiday is also paid. So here the color code is red, and it is also paid, which is similar to our attendance. So that's why in our work entry, when better one taken and paid time off, it will be shown in this color. And these are the basic attendance as per the working time. And this is a that is the holiday. So for 27 will be marked as a holiday, public holiday. So that shown in the red color. Now, yeah, we will have the salary structure. So different salary structure type can be defined. So here it is monthly for employee payment, and the standard working hour. You can see the wage type is monthly and the structure is regular pay. So you can create different structures for an employee itself. Maybe an employee can be maybe of different department, they will have different structure even though they are belongs to structure type employee. There will be different type of structures. Maybe for an experienced employee, the salary rules will be entirely different from a new joinee. So different structures can be defined under the structure type. So basically, this is a structure type employee, and we can add the country if this is applicable to employees from a particular country. And the wage type, we can either do the wage as monthly or hourly basis. So right now it is monthly fixed wage and default scheduled pay. So when you will make payment to your employee, monthly, quarterly, or annually, weekly, all these things. So I'll be chosen as monthly. And the default working hour, that is our working time we have already added, that is standard 40 hours per week. And the pay structure, which is a regular pay, we will discuss that, and the work entry type will be marked as attendance. So next we have to discuss about this regular pay structure. So you can see different structures are under the structure type employee. So the structure type and structures are entirely different. That is, structure in the sense it will provide actually a hierarchy, like there will be an employee, a category like a category employee. Maybe under the employee there will be experienced employees or new joinees or interns, or some other categories will be there. So based on that, we can apply different calculations of our salary rules to the employees. So there will be one structure, and under that there is different structures. So these are the three structures over here. So these structures you'll be able to see from here as well. Under the structure, you'll be able to see this is basically grouped by structure type. Under the structure employee, there will be three structures, and for workers, there will be one structure. So let's move with regular pay. So here you'll be able to see different rules, and let's edit. So you can see the type is employee, the reporter's payslip provided, scheduled pay monthly. And inside the structure, we also need to add our salary journal, to which journal the accounting entries have to be posted. So this is a mandatory thing. We have to be provided inside this salary structure. And you can also provide the company if country if required. And here comes the salary rules. So when I'm applying this structure to an employee for his salary computation, there will be different rules over here. First one, let's see the basic pay. Okay, salary name is basic pay, and the category is basic. And for this category, we'll be having a code. So using this code, this category will be called in the rules. And the code for this basic salary, and there will be a sequence. So sequence is used to generate, like it figures out the order that should be appear in the payslip. So in the payslip, the first line should be the basic salary. So I'll put the basic salary sequence as 1. And if this that is, this rule should be appear in your payslip, you can just mark this. And under general, we'll be adding the salary rules. So we can set conditions and computations over here. And here you can see that the basic salary is considered as always true, because we have already added a wage in our employee contract. And the computation, that is the amount type, where we'll be able to provide maybe percentage or fixed amount, or using the Python code. So currently this is taken as payslip.paid amount. That is, this amount is fetched from the attendance. That is what will be his attendance. Based on that, the salary will be calculated. Then there will be house rent allowance. So you can see it will be category under allowance, and the code is HRA, and it comes under the salary structure, regular pay, and the sequence is 5. And here the computation is the house rent allowance will be 40% of contract dot wage. That is, inside our contract for Bethavan's contract will be provided the wage is 1,500. So 40% of that 1,500 will be considered as the house rent allowance. And you can add the company contribution, that is whoever is contributing, there is a partner, there is a house rent allowance register, you'll be able to add that. Maybe some allowances will be partially deducted from the employee, and the remaining amount will be contributed by the company. So you can add the partner register as well. And other expenses, so these are deduction. So basically there are extra inputs. If any inputs we provided in the payslip, that will be taken, that amount will be get deducted. So that is result inputs dot expenses dot amount. And next comes the conveyance allowance. So it's a fixed amount which is 800, and here also it's fixed amount of 600. Now when it comes to meal voucher, you can see it's fixed amount, but it will be based on the quantity, that is work days dot work 100. This work 100 here will using the work entry types code work 100. For attendance we use a work entry code as work 100. So based on this, that is how many attendance that the person possesses, that much quantity into 10. So for per day 10 will be provided. So 10 into the number of attendance will be his total meal voucher. And the sum of allowances, you can see the sum of allowances over here. And the gross calculation, gross is basically basic category dot basic plus categories dot allowance, that is basic plus allowances. When you call that is categories dot allowances, it will take the sum of all allowances. And the PF, so it's also based on percentage, that is 12% of contract dot wage, which will be treated as a deduction. And also professional tax, which is a fixed amount, which is minus 200. And here comes the other deduction like attachment of salary, assignment of salary, child support. So these all things are based on the data we provided in the salary attachment. So for Michelle admin, we have already created a child support and allowance. So that will be deducted using this salary attachment rule. So these 3 rules are automatically installed while you're using this module. This will be predefined one, that is you can see the condition, that is result equal to inputs dot attach underscore salary, which means at the input if any salary attachment is there as an input, then only the computation will be taken. So that amount will be a deduction, that is input dot attachment underscore salary amount. So at the input section, the corresponding value of attachment of salary, that will be taken as a deduction. Similarly for assignment of salary, the rule will be over here. And for child support as well, that is at the input session, if child support amount is input line is added, then only this computation will work, which will carry a deduction of that child support amount. Then we will have employee reimbursement amount. If employee have taken any expenses by his own for any company operation, so the amount has to be deducted to that is reimbursed to employee. So this expenses rule will be carried out to take the reimbursement amount. Now we will have the deduction. So this is also an other inputs where if we put an input for deduction in the input line, that amount will be taken as deduction. And other expenses as well, it's also an input expense, that is expense recorded at the input as other input. I'll give you a demo on this, the calculation. And the net salary. So basic plus allowance plus deductions. So basically this deduction, for all this deduction, we have been provided a negative symbol. So from the gross amount, it will be deducted to provide the net salary. Okay. So let's see a calculation using this regular pay. And so in the salary attachment, for Michelle admin, we will added a child support for 100 and a loan of 10 monthly. Now let's go to pay option, where you can add your employee. So the regular pay structure is already taken. So before that, let's go to Michelle's contract. Yeah, this is a running contract where you can see the standard working time and all. So I'll be adding the HR responsible, and 5,500 is the basic salary. So if we calculating his payslip, there is one draft entry. We can make it from the, okay. So it's from maybe for this month salary is calculating. So you can see the total number of attendance over here, that is attendance, which is I'll be doing it with regular pay. Let's compute the sheet. Okay, so there will be 15 days, that is total 120 hours, and the amount is 5,500. And also these are the inputs, like the child support, there comes 100, and the attachment of salary, that is the loan, the description we have provided, which is 10. Maybe I can add other inputs over here, like expenses, maybe other expense, and I'll be putting as $25. Okay, so this inputs we will create from configuration. Here you'll be having other input types where you can create input types. And let's go to pay. And on clicking the compute sheet, you can see the computation of your salary. That is the basic pay, which is 5,500. And the house rent allowance is 40% of the basic pay, that is 40% of 5,500, which is 2,200. And the other expense, which is a deduction, which is 25, and the conveyance allowances are fixed 800 and 600. Meal voucher based on the attendance. So here you can see the attendance is 15 days, so you can also see the quantity as 15. So for each day, 10 will be taken. So total 150. And the gross amount, in the sense, the basic salary plus all the allowances. Then PF, professional tax, attachment of salary, child support, expense reimbursement. All these are the deductions. So net salary comes the gross minus deductions will give you the net salary. So this is one of the example of regular pay. So I'll show you one more structure. So with different rules. Yeah, over here you can see all the rules under configuration salary rules. You'll be able to see all the rules that you have been configured in Odoo for different structure. And you'll be having the rule categories, which means the category of your, whether it is basic, allowance, gross. Also you'll be able to create different categories over here. And let me show you one more structure where I'll be configured for a demo purpose. So this is my new salary structure. And okay, so basic salary I'll taken as contract.wage. That is whatever the wage is taken inside the contract. And there will be a standard pay. So maybe in some cases, employee will join by the mid of the month, or he may leave in mid of the month. So for the last month or for the first month, if you're calculating the payroll, we have to calculate the payroll from his joining date to the end of the date, or from the end of from the first of the month to the end of his tenure. So for that purpose, we'll be using a delta function over here, which will take the value, that is the difference between the date to end date from, and that value plus 1 gives the number of days in between these two dates. And contract dot wage means the basic contract that will provide in the contract for employee. Maybe it's 2000 or 200. So it will be divided by 21 to get 1 day's payment, and it will be multiplied with the number of days. So it will provide you the exact salary in between those days. And the next rule is house rent allowance. So this is basically the category, that is a rule category allowance. Here I have been provided it as a fixed amount. And the meal voucher. So for meal voucher per day, I'll be providing $10. So based on the attendance, how many number of days you have worked in that month, that number of attendance for per day, they will be providing $10 as a fixed amount. And commissions. So this commission or bonus is a percentage value. That is 1% of the basic wage is taken as the commission or bonus for employee. And we will have overtime pay. So this we can calculate. There is no restrictions like you have to do this like this way or not. So the basic thing is whatever the rule you follow in your country or in your company, you can add it over here under the Python code. So maybe I can add the total overtime. Maybe if employee have worked total 10 hours or overtime, I can charge for the 10 hours. Or maybe I can make restrictions like there will be, if the person worked 10 hours and maybe the working total working hour is this much. So if I can put a condition like if the employee has been worked more than this hour, it will be counted to add the overtime cost. So right now, what I have been provided over here is that if the employees have overtime greater than his actual work day or greater than the attendance, then for each extra day or each extra hour, I'll be counted with $5. Then the gross. So gross will be the standard pay plus allowance plus overtime. So that what I defined by categories dot st pay. So st pay is a standard pay. So we'll define the standard pay category with a code st pay. So we'll be using this code in order to take that category. And when it comes to overtime, here also for the overtime, the code is provided as OT. So basically, that code will be taken to calculate the gross, that is categories dot standard pay plus categories dot allowances and categories dot overtime. So all this allowances that come under this allowance category will be counted when I'm calling the categories dot allowance. And here provident fund is provided. Two rules have been set, one for employee contribution and one is company contribution. So only employee contribution will be deducted from the salary. So here it is contract dot wage, the percentage based on contract dot wage. 6% of the wage is taken as the PF, which is has to be deducted from the employee. And for company contribution, it is put to another category, company part, where it is also 6%, so total of 12%, but only this deduction, employee contribution, is actually deducted from the net salary. Then insurance. So here also you can see I have put condition. It can be based on true or range. Also you can set condition using Python code itself. So if the contract dot wage, that is the basic wage of the employee, is between $0 and $2,000, the employee insurance have to be calculated, and employee insurance will be 3% of the wage. And here comes a salary attachment rule and assignment rule and salary support rule. And here you can see the deduction. If any extra deductions are added at the input, it will be counted, and you can see the net salary. So net salary will be standard pay plus allowances plus deduction. That is, this is basically gross. Standard plus allowances. Here will be add one more category, that is categories dot OT plus categories dot deduction. So this is basically the gross. Also you can, instead of this 3 addition, you can also include it as like category dot gross itself. Let's save. And yeah, under the work entry types, we can define the work entry type and other inputs we can add over here. Maybe in some cases, maybe some amount of money is added to a person's basic pay because of rising prices or other costs. So as a relief to employee, certain amount can be added as earner's allowance. So I can add it as an other input. So I'm just showing this, how it will be working. Maybe earner's allowances. And I'll be putting it as DA. I'm not providing any country, so this can be commonly used and available in structure. Okay, and I can add rule for that as well. In the salary structure, new structure, I can add a new rule for earner's allowance. And the category belongs to allowance itself, and code provided as DA in the salary structure, new structure. And yeah, here I'll be putting the Python code as computation. And the code will be like when I'm providing inputs as the allowances, TA dot amount, and let's say okay. So the rule you can see, which is DNS allowance, also included as allowance to over here because the sequence have been provided as 5. So based on the sequence, these things will be arranged. Now let's take our better ones contract. Let's go to the contract for new contract. Here you can see 1,500 is the basic wage, and inside the salary structure is employee. I'll be providing, instead of this new structure, that is instead of regular pay, I'll be providing this new structure. And let's say also in the structure, for new structure, journal salaries are provided. And now let's create an attachment of salary for our employee, better one. Okay, maybe there will be a child support deduction, which is $150, and the start date is current month's date. And also I'll be creating another for salary advance. So I can put it under type child support itself. Basically, it will be work in the same way. Maybe the salary advance of $500. Okay, so whatever the description will be provided, that will be available in the Payslip. And let's create one more for this employee, which can be allowed. Which is attachment of salary. So monthly amount is $20 to maximum of $100. So you'll be able to see that estimated end date. So till this ending period, as we calculate the payslip for employee, this deductions will be deducted from the net pay. And you can see it is in running stage. And I'll be providing time off for Betty one. So already one unpaid is provided. Maybe I'll be providing for Betty one. Be providing annual leave on 26th for 1 day. You can add the description, and here you'll be able to see Bethavan's already 25th is applied for sick leave. Let's say approve and validate. Okay. So in the work entries, you'll be able to see this 2 days are considered as leave, and this is a holiday, and 2 days will be the attendance only. Now let's calculate the pay slip for employee. Okay, so here you can see The period is provided as 1st of July to 31st of July, but actually this employee is joined by 23rd. So you'll be able to see the out of contract 16 days. So this will be the days which are not specified in the contract, that will be provided as 16 days. And attendance 2 days. 1 day is holiday, and 1 day there is annual leave is taken, and one unpaid leave is taken. So you will be able to see for unpaid the amount is not there. So if I'm computing using earner's allowance, let's go to this. Just D itself, and start TA dot amount. Let's change this to result equals inputs.da. Okay, so yeah, so after computing the sheet, I may be able to add the dearness allowances, which is other input also. Maybe it's kind of employee relief amount. Maybe it will be $50. And so these are the two other inputs, like the loan, child support, and advance salary. So you can see that amount. We have created the child support, loan, and advance salary for this employee, so that will be taken to the other inputs, and this dearness allowance will be manually put. And let's again compute. So here you can see the basic salary over here. Yeah, the basic salary, the earner's allowance is 50, and the standard pay. So in this case, so either we can for a company, maybe generally either the payment should be based on basic salary or standard pay. So I'll not using this basic payment in any of the computation, just it shows in the payslip as like the basic salary of the employees will be 1,500, and the standard pay will be calculated based on the attendance. That is the equation we have been provided inside the standard pay. And so this is a basic pay 1,500, and the earners allowance we have put manually as $50 and the standard pay. So next is house rent allowance. So house rent allowance will be also $50 is fixed, and meal voucher we have provided according to the number of attendance, how many days he will be having attendance per day. He will be having $10. So here you can see for attendance he'll be having actually 2 days, and the quantity is 2 and amount is 10, so total 20 will be the meal voucher. And for commission and bonus, $15 will be the, which means 1% of the basic wage, that is 1% of 1,500. And overtime pay, so it's actually a minus amount. So this is basically we can set certain rules how it should be calculated, like when it should be calculated, and what if the overtime goes above this particular amount or below this particular value, so that we can set accordingly. And the gross will be the sum of the basic plus allowances and provident fund, employee contribution and company contribution, which is 6%, and the employee insurance, which is 3% of the contract or base. That is 1% of 1,500 will be 15, so 3% will be $45. That will be the deduction for employee insurance. And the loan is $20 per month. And here you can see the child support. For child support rule will be added both child support and the advance salary under the same rule. So the sum will be over here, that is 650 total over here. And the net salary will be the gross minus deduction. So right now I have taken from 1st of July to 31st of July. Now we can do it actually how much will be the, based on that we can calculate, like for 23 will be the his hiring date, the start date. So from 23 onwards we need to calculate. Okay, so again let's compute the sheet. We'll be changing this. So you can see unpaid and annual time of holiday he has taken, and the attendance is 2 itself. And over here you can see the calculation. Let's see the overtime calculation. So for that, go to our attendance module, and in the attendance, okay, let's create 4 Betty ones. Maybe for today, he has logged in from 8 o'clock. And he has been worked till 18. Okay, so here you can see the total working hour for this employee is 10. And when it comes to employee module, for Betty ones, okay, here you can see extra hours is 10 hours. Now, so he has been worked 10 hours, and let's go to our payroll and have calculation. Sorry, let's go to pay. And let me recompute this. Okay, so let's cancel this. Twenty-third onwards, save and compute. Okay, so here you can see the total. Total hours is 16, and total hours he worked is 16, and he have an overtime of 10 hours. So remaining 6 hours. So for that 6 hours, that overtime will be calculated. For one, there is, let's see, to the structure. Okay, so for 1 hour, it should be calculated with $5. So we can set certain rules over here like this in order to calculate the overtime. The rule might be wrong as I have been configured over here. That's why the calculation is different. So you can set your own company related rules based on the rules that you can add over here. So this is how the salary is calculated, and in the other info you'll be able to here you can mark on the made payment order, and you can add the date at which this journal entry has to be posted in the accounting entry, maybe 31st of July. And the salary journal, you'll be able to see the salaries itself. And also, before going to that, so when we generating the salary rules for that structure, new structure, and for the net salary, under the accounting tab, we will define the debit account and credit account. So the total amount will be reflected in this two account at the debit and as a credit. We can also set the accounts for each of the rule. So it will be appear in the journal entry. For now, I'll be using only for the net amount only. So here, when we post this, creating the draft entry, and the other info, you'll be able to see the draft entry, because the accounting date will be provided as 31st. So you can see in the journal entry that the net amount will be added to the accounting entries, that is to salary expense, and the salary expense will be credited and the bank account will be debited. You can mark it as post, so this will be forced to post for this particular accounting date. And you can mark them as paid. And under all payslip, you'll be able to see all the payslips. Sometimes some of them are waiting, paid, rejected. So you can see the payment status of the each salary slip. Also, you'll be able to do this payroll calculation in batches. Like if you calculating this one by one manually, it will be little bit time consuming. So instead of that, you can create a batch. Maybe for this July 2022, I'll be generating the payslip of all employees. So I can get all the employee details over here, or I can separately mark the employees with a particular salary structure or from a particular department. So maybe for this professional service department. So the employees of this department get generate their payslip. So here there will be some work entries which is not to be validated. Maybe let's go to the administration. Yeah, maybe this one, generate. So you'll be able to see the generated payslip over here. So for this department, only one employee is there. So you can see which is in waiting state, and you can compute, and you'll be able to see that batch by batch over here. And you can select this, and you can compute from here itself. Maybe there will be multiple pay slips other, so you can choose all of them and compute from here, and then can post accordingly. So this is one of the tool which will help us to do the payslip calculation in batches based on you can choose by employee or by salary structure or by uh, employee department. Okay, next comes to the payroll, where you can find the payroll analysis, and which is the dashboard having the view of the graphical view, where you can find the net average and the basic wage, gross wage, number of pay slips calculated, all these things. And also you'll be able to see the pivot table over here. You can also take the pivot table from this view, and you can filter it by employee, then comes the payslip name. Okay, so and you can add much more columns, like what will be the basic wage, and the number of days, number of hours, work days, work hours, all this data, and then gross wage, net wage. So accordingly you put this fields to you table, that is to your pivot table. Extra data will be added, and you can expand and also flip the X and Y axis if required, and you can download this pivot table to XLS format. So the complete details of the payroll analysis will be available from the payroll analysis, and there will be work entry analysis. This is based on our work entry. So here also you can see all the work entries like unpaid, attendance, holiday, as we provided. So again, choose it by department, then department, for each department, for each of the employee, which are the work entry types that have been consumed. So I can expand the same to over here, and you can see the counts, how many attendance, how much of them are unpaid, and how much of them are leaves, like our annual leave or holidays. So that details will be available over here. And the last, the salary attachment report, where you can find the salary attachments of the employees, and also you'll be able to take the assignment of salary, attachment of salary, and the salary the child support and the total count. So you'll be able to get the amount for July. This is for Doris College, and this is for the Beth ones. So you'll be able to see the data over here. You can just put in this way also. Maybe you'll be able to add much more data. While you're clicking on this plus icon, you'll be able to get more filters, and you can add this data, start date, okay, to your pivot table. So this is all about how our Odoo payroll module helps in payroll calculation by setting salary structures and rules for employee. All the salary rules I have shown are hypothetical. Just these rules can be based on our country rule. So you can set according to usage. So I hope this session was helpful for you. And if you need any more clarification, you can refer our blogs. And we have a lot of functional videos from our Cybrosys YouTube channel. You can refer them. And also you can reach us through odoo@cybrosys.com. Thank you. Have a nice day.